Hi everyone, thank you for joining us today for our #GetFitAnywhereSG program. Before we get on to the strength exercise today, I would like to share with you that this program is a part of Get Active Singapore, where we celebrate a stronger Singapore through sport. So let's go.
Hi everyone, I'm Jonas from Active Health.
I'm Dr. Ong from Puat Hospital.
And welcome to today's workout. Today we'll be combining all the exercises we learned in the past week into one long workout. Today's concept we'll be focusing on what we call supersets. So supersets is really a combination of 2 exercises back to back with very little to minimal rest in between. That together is considered one superset. We have a total of 3 supersets today, and within each superset we will be performing it 2 times. So before we get into that, let's start with some warm-ups. We're going to start with a very simple warm-up. So we're going to do just getting your knees up towards your chest like a march. So of course, if you're more fit and you're able to do a jog, you go ahead. But for those who want to just bring your knees up to your chest, that's okay. This is ready to mobilize your hip joint, your lower body, and get your body temperature up. Okay, next one we're going to do some torso twist. So just a light torso twist motion. Now for those of you who normally exercise without any warm-up, why do we actually focus so much on warm-ups and these 5 minutes that we are actually going to spend on this section? Dr. Ong, can you tell me more about what's the importance of a warm-up?
Well, as Coach Jonas has said, the warm-up actually increases your body temperature and it also gets your muscles ready for the exercise that is to come, and as well as get your heart rate and your blood pressure all up in anticipation for the session.
Alright, okay, we're going to do one more. So we're going to take a huge step backwards and we have our front leg bend. We're going to actually do a hip hinge movement where we're going to bring up and push our hips forward a bit. And then back down again. So this is really to mobilize your hips and really make sure that you are ready for the next few exercises, which will involve a hip hinge movement. Okay, let's change to the other side. So the other leg bend this time. And likewise, going up. Push your hips forward. And if let's say you're not so flexible, it can only go so far, it's okay as well. Alright, we're going to do a little bit of upper body warm-up. Let's just do some shoulder rotations forward. Okay, and then let's change to the other direction. Okay, we're gonna do just some wrist warm-up. So for here, we're just gonna make small rotations with our wrists. Now, for those of you who have very tight wrists and you have difficulty even bending your wrist to its full extension or flexion, this is a good warm-up for your wrist joint. So you want to warm up the muscles within your wrist, your forearm, your whole body actually, when you're doing any exercise. Okay, if not, let's go to our first superset, but I'll let Dr. Ong actually explain what's our exercise for our first superset.
Right, so there are 2 exercises for the first superset, and the first exercise is known as the squat to reverse lunge. So I think we have done this before in our previous session, so let's just revise this exercise. So basically what you do is that you take a stance that's about shoulder width apart, squat to parallel, stand up again, take a step backwards, lunge, and then stand up again and come back. That's considered as 1 rep. So the second rep will be on the other side. Similarly, up, back, down, up, and back. Okay, so that is squat to reverse lunge. And after that, after this exercise, what we'll be doing is this exercise that's called the reverse hyper. So Coach Jonas will demonstrate. So he get onto the bench in a prone position with his hips at the edge of the bench. And what he will do now is that he will raise his legs, extending his hips, and down. And that's one rep. Second rep, up and down. So as he goes up, he's actually contracting the muscles in his buttocks. Up. Yeah. All right. Good. Okay. So let's go on to our first superset. So we'll be doing 2 sets of each exercises in alternation, starting from the squat to reverse lunge, and then alternating to the reverse hyper. So let's start. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
Okay, so for the next one, reverse hypers, Dr. Ong is going to demonstrate. I'm going to mention a bit more on the pointers. We're going to do 10 for this one. Get in your position. Once ready, let's go. 1, 2. So you can see that he's doing a very controlled motion, slow and steady. Now for this exercise, you don't want to rush. You want to go very slow, very controlled. 6, 7. Now remember, you don't want to swing your legs up. You can see that he's really controlling the motion. He's not swinging his legs back. That's because you want to work the right muscles. You don't want to end up triggering or straining your lower back. And last. All right, rest. Okay, that's our first set of our superset.
All right, so we'll continue with the first exercise in the superset, which is a squat to reverse lunge. So when ready, feet shoulder width apart again. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10.
All right, so now we're going to go to our next one, the reverse hypers. Again, Dr. Ong will be demonstrating. Get into your position. 10 reverse hypers, hips at the edge of the bench. And let's go. 1, 2. So really control the motion. 3, 4. So if you don't have a bench that's very high, you can see that even this bench is quite low for Dr. Ong. It's still okay. Even though the motion might be lower, but you can still train the right muscles for this exercise. 7, 8, 9, and one more. 10. All right. All right, get some rest. Dr. Ong, how are you feeling?
I'm beginning to perspire and certainly feeling the effects of the exercise now.
Yes, that's right. I think some of us are starting to feel the heat and the sweat actually. This is the first superset that's done. We have 2 more supersets to go. So let's prepare for our 2 supersets. But before that, let's get a short break, about perhaps 20 seconds before we move on to our next exercise. And then we'll explain first what are the remaining 2 supersets before we go on.
Okay, so the next exercise that we're going to demonstrate is called the Romanian deadlift row. So with a weight in your hand, in this case we have dumbbells here. What you need to do is essentially to get into a row position from the top, doing what we call a Romanian deadlift to this position, and then after, do a row with the weight this way, and down, and back up. This is 1 rep. So demonstrate again. Up, down, and that's the 2nd rep. So in Jonas's case, he's using grocery bags for this. So you don't have to have dumbbells in your hands. You can use any weight that you can find at home, as long as both sides are roughly around the same weight for this exercise, right? Okay, and the second exercise in this superset is known as the plank walk-up, right? So what we do is that we get onto the floor in a plank position, in this manner, and you walk up with your arms to a push-up position, and back down again, and that's 1 rep. So 2nd rep, and back down. All right.
Okay, so likewise, just like the previous superset, we're gonna do the Romanian deadlift row, followed by the plank walk-up straight after that with no rest at all. There will be 1 superset, and then we're gonna do that 2 times for this round.
Right. Okay, so Coach Jonas will lead this superset.
Alright, so we're gonna start with Romanian deadlift row. Get your weight. For me, I have my grocery bags. If you have water bottles or dumbbells, that's okay as well. Gonna start from a high position, put it close to your thighs. I'm gonna demonstrate the side views. So we're gonna then push our hips back, and let's begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now as you're doing the rowing motion, just remember to squeeze your shoulder blades really hard. And 6, 7, 8. And as you're coming up from the deadlift, remember to squeeze your butt as well. 9. And last. And alright, put down your weights. You're gonna go to a plank walk up. Get on the floor. And get in your plank position. We're gonna do this for about 30 seconds. And if you can do only 20 seconds, that's okay. Get some rest after that. But if you can do 30 seconds, follow me and let's do this together. Up, and then let's go. So do it at your own pace. If you have to do it slower, it's okay. As long as you are doing it with the right form. Ten more seconds. Hang in there. And rest. All right. That is your first round of the second superset. We have 1 more round to go. Get your weights again. And prep for your Romanian deadlift row. This time we'll show you the front view. Ready? And let's go. Row. Up. 1. Row. Up. 2. Row. Up. 3. Row. Up. 4. Row. Up. 5. Row. Up. 6. Row. Up. 7. Row. Up. 8. Row. Up. 9. And last one, let's get a good squeeze. And up. 10. Okay, put your weights aside. Get ready for your plank walk-up again. On the ground, in position. So we've got 30 more seconds on the clock. Get ready and let's go up. So as you're doing this, try to keep your body as stable as possible and avoid swinging your hips as much as you can. 10 more seconds. Three, two, one, and rest. Okay, and that's the second superset that we are done. We are left with one more superset. And now we are left with one last superset. We've already completed two, so I'll let Dr. Ong tell you more about the last superset.
Okay, so I hope everyone is enjoying the workout so far. And the next superset consists of again 2 exercises. The first exercise is known as the IYT shoulder exercise. And the next and after that, in alternation, we'll be doing this exercise called the side plank. So for the IYT exercise, what you basically do is that you get into a prone position, as what Coach Jonas is demonstrating now. Yeah, so with your arms overhead, you draw an I with your body, elevating your arms. Put it down. And the next one, you do a Y, make a Y with your body, and put your arms down again. And the last one, with your pinky towards the ceiling, raising your arm, making a T, right? Down. And that's considered as 1 rep, right? Yeah. So second rep, up, down, up. Yeah, so it's important to hold a contraction at the top, what we know as an isometric contraction, before you put your arm down. And next position, up, hold it, okay, down. Okay, so the next exercise in this superset is known as a side plank. So again, Coach Jonas will get into position again. So lying on your side, with your elbow supporting your body weight. Okay, so elevating your hips, the side of the opposite hip towards the ceiling, holding it. So for this exercise, we are aiming to hold this position for about half a minute. If you have difficulty holding it for half a minute, what you can do is that you can always reset down and go up again, reaching the stipulated duration of time. All right, down. Okay. So if everyone is clear about these 2 exercises, let's start doing. Okay. So Coach Jonas again. So this is set 1 of the IYT exercise. For this exercise, you want to take it slowly, no rush. Okay. The whole point of this exercise is to work the muscles in the upper and the mid back, which are important in holding a good postural position. All right. So a good postural position often involves sustained contraction in a certain position. So you want to hold that position when you are there. Right. So Coach Jonas, let's start. Okay. I, Y, good, down, and T. Good. So usually I'll recommend holding this position at the top for about 2 to 3 seconds. So that's first rep. Good. Y. Good. And T. Good. Okay, so that's the third rep now. I. You can see that Coach Jonas is actually contracting his muscles in his upper back. This exercise may seem easy, but it's actually more difficult than it looks. So do take your time to master it properly. Down. Good. Down. Yeah, so that's number 4. Fourth rep. Good. 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 And last rep. Let's go. I, Y, and T. Right.
Now for the next exercise, we're gonna do the side plank. So for this one, we're gonna get on the ground again. Now we're gonna do for 30 seconds in total, but of course if you cannot do the full 30 seconds, it's okay. After that, we're gonna change side to the other arm, right? So get in one position on the ground. 30 seconds on the clock, and let's go. Hold it there. Hold it there. "30 seconds, hold it there." And rest. All right, change side. Okay, and up. Hang in there. So this will really train your core, increasing your stability, improving your core control. 3 more seconds. And rest. Okay, that's the first round of this superset. We have one more round to go. Yep.
Catch your breather and we'll be on to our second set.
All right, let me catch my breath. I'm feeling the heat and the exhaustion already. Okay.
So again, let's go back to the IYT back exercise. Okay, let's go. I, good. Y, down, and T, down, good. Okay, so again, don't rush. Take your time with this. I, Y, T, good. Okay, so as you can see, Coach Jonas is holding a good contraction at the top of the movement, really working the muscles in his upper and his mid back. Good. 4th rep. I, Y, good. T. Okay, last one. Take your time. Good. And T. Right. So that's 5 reps of the IYT back exercise. And now we are on to our second set of the side plank.
Okay, let's get ready in position. On your side again. And up. Now hold it there. For those of you who are shaking right now, we are shaking too. We are feeling it all together.
So this exercise actually also works the muscles in your hips as well as your core, especially your oblique muscles in your core.
About 5 more seconds to go. Hang in there. And down. Okay, shake it off. Shake it off. You have one more side to go. Change to the other side. Catch your breath. And let's go up. Hang in there. We have about 10 more seconds to go. Try to keep your posture upright as much as possible. And rest. Whew.
How are you feeling now, Jonas?
I'm feeling so tired, man, but it's a good workout. I feel like I've really worked out my whole body. Yeah.
Yep. So let's proceed on to the warming down.
Okay, so we're going to do some light cool downs. First off, just to get our breathing back into order, we're going to put a hand on our ribs. Left hand, right hand, doesn't matter. We're going to breathe in and hold our breath for about 1 count before we breathe out for about 2 to 4 counts, okay? So breathe in, deep breath, hold, and breathe out slowly. Breathe in, hold, out slowly. One more time, breathe in, hold, out slowly. We're going to take some time to do some stretches now. So let's do a quadricep stretch, grabbing one of your legs by the ankle and pulling up. Now if you need to hold onto a chair or a bench, that's okay as well. So hold this for about 30 seconds.
So Coach Jonas, can I ask you some questions
Yes.
regarding the importance of sleep and recovery in a training program, in a strength training program like that?
Okay, change side. I think yes, so Dr. Ong, actually for this exercise, we do know that we are working our muscles super tight and super hard. So we are pushing our body and we are putting this stress on our body. We do need to have enough sleep and recovery for us to actually reap the benefits. Can I ask how much sleep do you recommend to actually recover for these exercises?
I think the requirement for sleep actually varies from, change side again, from individual to individual. Right? So in general, most adults will need about at least about 7 to 8, 9 hours of sleep. So I would use 7 hours as a minimum gauge for the minimum requirement for sleep in general. Yeah, some people may need a bit more, some people may need a bit less. So it's also important, I think, to realize that with all that hard training that you're doing, your body actually needs to reap the benefits of the training. Right? So don't forget, during the training itself, you're actually creating stress for your body. And the only way to reap the benefits is actually through proper sleep and proper recovery.
All right, okay, let's change to a hamstring stretch. We're gonna have both legs wide apart, straight legs, and we're gonna bend down towards our feet. Now, if you can grab your ankles, that means you're super flexible, that's okay. I can only go this low, it's okay for this as well. We're gonna hold this position for about 30 seconds. So Dr. Ong, I'm just wondering, sometimes we don't feel so good, we don't feel like exercising, we don't feel like it's the best day that we've had. How then do you feel we should adjust our exercise? Should we still exercise?
Okay, so if you are not feeling excessively unwell, you're just feeling a bit tired or maybe poor motivation from the exercise, not feeling it, so-called not feeling it, or you're feeling that it's a bad day for you, in general, I would also recommend that you actually at least do something. So something is always better than nothing. Yeah, and if you are feeling really quite lousy even after your warm-up, the whole idea is to kind of reduce the intensity of your warm-up. So there are several ways to reduce to kind of make to make the workout a bit easier for you. So one of the ways is actually to reduce the number of sets, reduce the number of reps, and to reduce the overall duration of the exercise. And in which case, if you are using weights, decreasing the weight is another way of decreasing the intensity of the workout.
All right. Okay, let's do one last stretch before we wrap up. So for this one, we need to get on the floor. It's what we call a butterfly stretch. We're gonna bring our feet together and then close towards your body, keeping your knees close to the ground as much as possible. Some people, they like to press their knees down to the ground. That's okay, as long as it's not exerting any pain on your knee joint. Hold this close to your body and just hold that position. Now, if you want to feel more of a stretch, you can also lean forward slightly. So just hold this for about 15 more seconds.
Okay, so now we are nearly at the end of our session here. And I thank everyone for joining us in this session. And I hope everyone has enjoyed themselves and has gotten a good workout. And the main muscles that we work today is actually the muscles of your legs, as well as the muscles in your back. So these muscles are generally what I term as big muscle groups and are very important actually in daily functioning, everyday activities. Right? So we hope to see you around for our next workout session. Yeah, so do join us again. Right? So let's give everyone a clap.
All right. Enjoy everyone. Okay, see you in our next workout. Bye.